Welcome back to 180 with Tay. It has been quite some time, probably 2 months. That doesn't mean I've like fallen off the rails or anything of that nature. Just basically starting this fancy new job in the middle of downtown, working in the office, trying to get my future just rolling, right? So I have been focusing, and we'll get into what I do on the weekends, because if you work in the office, you know how, I don't want to say draining that it is, but we'll get into that, okay? So with all of this training and new friends and learning new skills, my brain is just like at capacity. And as you can imagine, being able to film from home and work from home and plan the filming from home and just everything is easier when you work from home. So things are changing. I'm trying to like get in the swing of it. I don't want to let this go because it means so much to me. I've put a lot of love and thought and just good vibes into, what I put into this content. And that is why I continue to do it. So I have been on a bit of a hiatus, but I'm going to keep the ball rolling. And that's why we're here. So this episode, I want to get into a few different aspects of energy. Like, what do you think of when you think of the word energy? It could mean a few different things. It could mean, how much rest you got and how great you feel in the morning, right? How much motivation you have. If you're not feeling lazy, you have energy, right? Okay. Or then you may think about things you can do when you're highly caffeinated. How much energy do you have after you drink a Red Bull? Or how much energy do you have after you drink a Celsius, right? I drink a lot of Celsius these days. So whatever may come to mind for you when it comes to energy, we're going to talk about energy in a few different aspects. First and foremost, when it comes to energy, a huge shout out and a big thing that I want to touch on as well is the fact that I'm just so fucking impressed with parents, people that juggle just a bunch of different things at once, because I can't even balance this. Yes, it was a process of, having worked from home for 3 years and then going into the office. Got to get used to it and got to get used to this too, right? Got to just sprinkle different things in and we'll get there, right? But like people with a full-time job that work in the office and have kids that do extracurricular activities like sports or whatever, I'm impressed. I can't wrap my head around it. And maybe that's just because I'm just not there yet. I know one day I'll be able to do it, but you guys are badasses if that's something that you do or have done or ever will do. All right. So I did kind of, like I said, I had to wean myself into all of my new habits. And if you have ever tried, to do a bunch of different things at once, it's easier to take it step by step. And we've always talked about that. So there's been a lot of new habits that I have had to, create for myself to make sure that every single day is a great, successful day. And I set my intention into every day, but like I lost track of time. And that's why it's been so long for me to do this. When it comes down to it, I get distracted or I don't follow through, and, maybe that's something I'm going to work on. On top of all of that, what does somebody that works all week in the office with a bunch of friends my age usually want to do on the weekends? Drink. And that's okay. And honestly, sometimes very well deserved. So when me and my friends at the office do go out, we go downtown and we go to a bunch of different places. It turns into an entire night thing. And honestly, we're just enjoying our time, having fun outside of the office, right? Enjoying our weekends, enjoying our time off. Well deserved, like I said. But I have been discovering that there's a name for this. And I don't really think I thought about it that much back in the day because I was just partying so hard that it didn't matter. But this is it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon called the weekend warrior mentality. And there's a lot of different forms of that. But specifically, we're talking about like work overload and work release, okay? Like when you have so much time spent in the office and you're just constantly, your brain is on 10. It's really nice to leave the office, release all of that, and drink a little bit. Let your mind just woo-saw, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And like if you work your ass off all week and you want to go have a little bit of fun and not overdo it, everything's a little better in moderation, right? That's something we've learned over the past year. But like, that's fine. And that's how I feel right now. And that just is what it is, okay? So moving on, I do want to touch on a few other things. So every single day, we have all these different emotions and all these different thoughts that run through our head. Some of them are just fleeting. Some of them we just don't even ever think about again, right? But some of them, they seem to linger. And like, it takes effort to get your emotions and thoughts to stay in a positive place. So there's a lot of times where you can have these thoughts and they're just negative thoughts and they're just running through your mind, and you can't get your like brain to focus on anything else, just that negativity. And then that is going to flow through your whole day. Okay, so it takes effort, it takes practice to even be able to realize that you're having those negative thoughts and change them to positive ones. I'm very grateful to have taught myself how to do that over the past year. And the episodes that are prior to this have all of the tips and tricks and what the fuck is this? Like over the past years, like I said, over doing these silly little episodes, I always had to remind myself, like, the glass is always half full. It doesn't matter what's happening. Like, I'm alive and I'm grateful to be here. You know, there's so many things that are going well and I know that are going to continue to go up, that I can look at my glass and always see it half full no matter what the fuck is happening. It does not matter. My current situation, if I don't love it, doesn't matter. My glass is half full because I'm getting to where I want to go, right? And I'm putting myself in positions that I need to put myself in to be better, right? And that's what everyone should be able to at least think about wanting to do, right? Because every single one of us deserves the world. And I fucking believe that. I know it to be true. The universe is inside of all of us and we all deserve whatever the hell that we desire. And if you have, you know, the mind capacity to like focus on those things, you can bring them into your life. And I honestly do believe that. But we just have to know that everything that we want is within our reach as long as we take action and be patient. Okay, we've gone over this many a times, but we have to remind ourselves that the glass is half full and always filling up, right? We have to keep our energy in a positive direction to stay in a constructive headspace, okay? Emotions are energy in motion, right? And in a sense, with practice, we can control ours. Emotions, that is. And not always. No one's perfect. I sure as hell am not, and I will always say that. I've never even wanted to be. I don't even know anybody that is. So, like, I like to believe that I make the most out of my situations, like, and I try to advise everybody to do the same. I try to help anybody any way that I can, work or not. So, like, it'll never get old to me when somebody's telling, like, a shitty story, either like unfortunate news or just awful circumstances, but then it ends with a but or a silver lining, right? Like, you think somebody's complaining, but really they're looking at the bigger picture and realizing that there really is something good coming out of it. The glass is half full, right? Okay. And who doesn't love hearing a happy ending? Those feelings, those positive remarks are contagious, right? So you think somebody is complaining and then all of a sudden they throw the silver lining, and all of a sudden, not only are they, you know, feeling that positive energy of, you know, they see the silver lining, but you are like, oh shit, they're actually telling a good story, or there's something good coming out of this. And now you're in a positive headspace as well. So this brings me to my next point in regards to energy. It surrounds us all constantly. It's like the first thing we learn in high school, even probably sooner than that, is that, you know, frequencies and radio waves, they're always moving through us at all times. And that makes every single one of us connected in some way. Like I said, we all have emotions. We all have these thoughts going through us, you know, except sociopaths. But if that's what you are, you would have stopped listening a long time ago. So that's not what we're here for. Again, you're telling a story and you're feeling their feelings as they're telling it to you, right? You're absorbing their emotions, their energy. And like, think about a friendship or a relationship with somebody or people you work close with every single day. You can feel their vibes, right? In the room. That you can feel if they're ecstatic, you can feel when they're depressed. And that's empathy, you know, on our part, but also obviously energy, and energy that is stuck in that room. And that's why you can feel it transferring emotions to everybody. When I used to be in classes, or even now at work, like if I am feeling some type of way, I can feel the energy because I like emit my energy so heavily. because I feel a lot and I don't know how to contain it. So when I'm really happy, I'm really loud. And when I'm not feeling the best, like I'm not doing good, or I just feel like I could be doing better, I get quiet and it emits. But the way you feel can heavily impact people around you. And that's just the way it is, and vice versa, of course. But like sometimes, you know, it's hard to even put a finger on the way you're feeling. So how are you going to change your thought pattern, your thought process, if you don't even know what the hell you're feeling in the moment, right? But like, that's okay too. I bet we can experience new emotions till the day we die. Even if we don't know what the hell we're feeling, that's probably going to happen forever. Okay. And that's just kind of exciting, honestly, like getting to experience new things, getting to feel new emotions. You know, people fall in love and they fall out of love and they fall in love again, and it's totally different than the first time. That's fucking badass, if you ask me. Like getting to experience new things in different lights. Like when you're in different parts of your life, you're going to experience them in different ways because you've seen different things. I just think it's so crazy and really, really exciting that as we go, the only thing constant is change. Go back to the last episode, we get into it a lot. These are my thoughts. And like these podcasts have always been an outlet for me. Literally anyone can make one, so I did, and why not? My posting may not be as frequent because of, you know, me trying to make sure my future is intact in the way that I want it to be, because obviously this podcast was an explanation of it not being where I wanted it to be. Last year, or, you know, I actually started recording in October of 2021. So I have been forming myself, and now I'm going to be forming my life, and everything's going to be totally different in a year. And that's really fucking exciting too. When it comes to this, my passions and my determination to deliver a positive message to anyone that can benefit from them, that is never going to stop. So when it comes to posting less frequently, it doesn't mean that I don't care about myself or relaying any new messages, but like, just don't have as much time. My passion to do this isn't going to go away, even if there is a margarita slipped in every once in a while. So cheers to the 40th episode. It's very exciting, and I appreciate you being here with me for my journey, and I hope that your journey is a glass that is half full.